Good morning. It's Tuesday. So you know what time it is? It's time for the Tuesday morning brew. I got my Tears of My Readers here, aka my delicious, delicious homemade coffee, and I'm ready to have the show. We got a great guest today, and I wanted to give a few updates before we get started. Just a reminder that Path of the Pale Rider, volume number 2. So this is the collection of issues number 5 through 8 that are on Kickstarter right now. And here is the Linky-Loo. Ta-da! If you haven't been through campaign, I highly recommend it. There's a ton of stuff that's on there. We've broken a crap ton of stretch goals. And the cool part is since they're already unlocked, you coming on board, you benefit from all of that. You just walk right into stretch goals. Amazing. So still plenty of time, 17 days to go. We're basically running until the end of July, but why wait? Today is the day. You can get in there and get your copy. I think there's I have to actually look and see, but there's only a couple of the exclusives. I think there's one of the green eggs and ham combo, and I think there's 2 of the custom books, the ones that are the mini trade, the black and white that I make from scratch. So there's a couple things left if you haven't had the chance to go grab them. Here's a look at some of the interiors. Again, this is the wildest part of this first arc, when like everything goes wrong for Jude St. Clair. But ultimately, he does get to the Golden City, and we are right around the corner from the answer of what broke Death, or where is Death, or what is going on. So I'm really excited to get this book in your hands, and then we're going to hit the ground running, and we're going to start working on issue number 9. Just a reminder, if you are a returning backer from any of the 9 previous campaigns that we've successfully funded, you get a free sticker, because I love scratch and sniff. And who doesn't love undead pets? I do. Like, why is it so stinking cute? There's no reason why this undead cat should be this cute, but it is. So I was inspired by one of the people on the campaign. The backers suggested that we make this one patchouli scented. And so that's what we're going to do. So like I said, these are the custom made books where you get to pick out your book cloth and the color of your vinyl. And I put this one together for you. I should share one of the previous videos of me putting those together so you can see what they look like. Sadly, the sad pancakes are all gone. These went in the first 5 minutes, and bravo to those of you that knifed each other on the first day to get one of these, because they're pretty exclusive. They're super cute. Just a reminder, we got lots of cool stuff. We've got hot sauce and poker card boxes, and you can scentify your cover. You can play Path of the Pale Rider either as an RPG or a choose your own adventure style book. The new merch for shirts is the zipper hoodie. These turned out super cool. I have a picture of one of the backers who got a beta test last campaign in a gray color, and it turned out really nice. And then here we are into stretch goals. Unlocked. We got lots unlocked and still more coming. So you could help us get to that next stretch goal. And then, of course, make sure you give a shout out to our team, Gilbert Perez on pencils and inks, Matt Chambers, who colors. My brain is still not working right. And, of course, Rachel Bullock, our editor, who keeps us looking sharp. There's a ton of collaboration. Carissa Grant, I think her campaign runs for a couple more days. And so if you'd like a free print, you just got to back on a physical tier for both. And so this one here is Big James, Sad Pancake, and her squonk, who is crying uncontrollably and making the other ones uncomfortable. It's really funny if you ask me. This is also available as an add-on in both of our campaigns as a metal card, like a trading card size. So you can get it that way. Or if you back both campaigns and want to read a bunch of awesome stories, you get something for free. Sam Vera, his campaign is now live. So the Duty Files is live. He's already funded. And again, if you back both on a physical tier, you will get this beautiful print. And it's a throwback to both of our issue ones, where Duty meets a bear in a cave, and Big James, of course, is a menace in my issue 1. And so he did this gorgeous duty versus very snotty Big James. I was like, he needs a tissue. He needs a tissue. And then Immortal Era, of course, if you love the idea that death is broken, Immortal Era and Path of the Pale Rider, we high five on that all the time. It's like the worst way to be immortal, both of our books. And so if you back both on a physical, you get these two-sided metal cards. We did this last time we did a collaboration, and they're really cool. So got to check those out. All the links are there for you on the campaign. So head on over, and the Linky-Loo is here. Ta-da! And then that's how you get to this campaign. Go shopping and check out the collaboration. Anywho, that's it. Oh, wait. No, that's not it. Here is this one. I wanted to make sure that you guys saw this. Give me 1 second here. Good morning, Lupons, by the way. Good morning to everybody that's watching over there. All right. So this campaign I've been watching since it launched, and it is by our good friend Rogo. And it's a horror. He loves horror and he loves comics. So this is his own original series, Hollow Queen, his own original character. But she's just gorgeous. So we've been watching this one since it launched. It funded on day one, which is amazing because this is Rogo's very first campaign ever, which astounds me. You know what I mean? Usually you can tell, you could take a look at a campaign and be like, okay, this one's a new person. We all start somewhere, right? But this one looks much more polished to me than a first campaign. And really, really good stuff. Beautiful interiors. Some really nice variant covers. Where we are. Lots of really nice stuff here. So I highly recommend giving this one a look-see. This is the cover that I got for reasons. It's Gilbert Perez, that's why. But they're all gorgeous. So you can pick and choose, I don't think there's any bad choices there. Lots of good stuff. So let me stick that link in the chat real quick. And then you guys can check that one out. Aw, Lou, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's been going around. Hopefully it's not that parasite. Ugh. That nasty intestinal parasite that's going around. There's a bunch here in Texas, so I hope you didn't get it. It's like we can't eat any raw things right now, like fruits and vegetables with the stupid parasite. Someone was like, I want the parasite so I can lose 20 pounds. But it just doesn't sound like a good idea. Like, that's not something we should be promoting. Who wants no, it's like saying I want a tapeworm. No, we're not going to do it. Anywho, enough about me and enough shout outs. I want to bring in my guest for the day. You all know him. It's Gerald Von Stoddard. Good morning. What do you mean what parasite? No, you got to watch the news, man. Hey,
you got to stay away from Taco Bell.
Well, that's 100%. Stay away from there at all. Like some crazy parasite that's here in the U.S. that's on produce. I mean, like, I feel like this happens every summer, where it's like tomatoes and lettuce. Like we had a thing with romaine lettuce for a while where there was E. coli, but this is an actual like parasite that you could wash and wash and wash your produce, and it's still
God, it's
yeah.
horrible.
Good morning. Welcome. Thank you for coming over. We're all the way from Germany. Welcome to Texas.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag, yes. Gerald, I was going to say, you're not in Germany, but you are in Italy right now, eh?
Yeah, not too far. Not that far, no. Drive there. No problem.
Drive there. You could probably drive longer in Texas than you
Yes. Well,
I
mean, Italy is very long.
That's true.
From Firenze, yeah, Germany's maybe 5-6 hours drive.
Oh, well, that's basically me driving to San Antonio.
Yeah.
Not even
By
to
the way,
I
am super. I couldn't stop looking at Matt Chambers' mustache.
I know. It's so funny. Because like I think 2 campaigns ago, everybody has a bio, but there's a title. Of course, it's like Matt Chambers, colorist, but I also started adding in like things, and they didn't even notice that I started adding things. So it was like anime, like biggest anime fan of the
30s
year.
villain,
Right. I need to
silent
put
film
in like
villain.
20s villain will like tie you to a
Right.
railroad track or something. So funny.
He's like holding dynamite.
Yeah. Man, see, I'll get you, copper.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he's got a great mustache.
It
Yeah.
does. Wow.
Oh, see?
If I drive 6 hours southeast, I'm in Paris. Eh?
Glenn is in the UK. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Lots of
Well,
international
hi.
crowd. I love it.
I know. Let's get some more here.
Yeah. Like, and not
International. No.
It's always funny to me. I was thinking about this because as I was driving to San Antonio for the first time in my life, on the freeway, there's all these exits of places that you recognize, like Paris and Ann Arbor, which there's in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And there's a handful more that was like places that I've been to in other parts of the world. I haven't been to Paris, but wouldn't it be cool if there was just a freeway where if you got on and it said Paris and you got off the exit, it was actually Paris, France, instead of like having to fly there, you could take this magical freeway that could just take you to anywhere. That would be fun.
Well, there's your next book.
There you go. The freeway
That's
to
it.
everywhere.
That's
I don't know.
right.
It seems kind of boring to be in the car the whole book.
Well, things could happen. Obviously, there's some action going on.
I would hope so. How boring. Like,
Could be
watch
like speed,
condensation go down the window. Oh, so how have you been, Gerald? You've been busy, of course, but doing all right?
Yeah, hanging in there. Yeah, busy as always. I had a little downtime. I was in the U.S. for a while.
Yeah.
Had a little injury. Had an injury. Was out of commission for about 5 weeks.
Oh no.
And first 3, I didn't really was in too much pain. I mean, nothing. It was just still not sure how exactly it happened, but I tore my ACL.
Oh no.
And I was literally packing for WickedCon in Boston and had the car ready to go. We had a bunch of those shows lined up and finished packing, and all of a sudden I couldn't walk, and it hit me so hard, and I was like, oh, maybe this is like a Charlie horse from hell because it was so bad.
Yeah.
And no, it was a torn ACL.
Oh, did you go to the con, work the con, come back, and then get that?
No. I thought still about going and just bringing my son to help, but it was pretty bad. I know I had to go to the emergency room in like a wheelchair and couldn't walk for like 3 weeks. Like now I'm good. Now I'm pretty good. I wear a brace sometimes, but yeah, I would say like the last 2 weeks, almost back to normal. So I was a little out of commission for a little bit, doing some drawings. I took a lot of that time. I was sort of, when I was really hurting, just to paint.
Yeah.
And I kind of put some of the comic stuff aside for a minute. I was painting comic stuff.
Good morning, Al.
Yeah, hello to you, comic crusaders.
Whippa! That's how he rolls.
So that was good. But yeah, back in the swing of things. There's no rest for the wicked at the moment.
No.
Got a lot, back in interiors, covers, pinups. We're hitting the direct market this fall. That's a lot of work. And putting that together, new covers for the direct market, and added pages, and Kickstarter next Monday.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm sure there's more. It's just I can't think of it all right
now. That's me in the back over here writing a list. I was like, I need all this stuff done.
Oh man. Well, yeah, you've got. I don't know. I'm surprised you don't have like 5 people just in your kitchen at all times, just making stuff, soap and
I don't make soap.
pickle scented stickers.
Well, I buy those. I pay artists to draw it, and then I send it out for someone else to make the sticker. I don't make that. But I am in the kitchen making the hot sauce
Making the
and
hot
making
sauce.
candies and
Making the hot sauce.
making the hot sauce.
Come on. Hey,
Oh,
yo.
good morning, Pops. So for
So,
those who
yeah.
aren't familiar with you, just in case there's anybody, which I don't think there is, but there might be
I'm
someone
sure
watching
there's
who's not in the
plenty.
chat. What's that?
I'm sure
Who's
there's
been
plenty
living
of like,
under
who the hell is this guy?
Yeah, no, they've been living under a rock, of course, but if they're watching this show and maybe they haven't heard of Gerald Von Stoddard, can you give them a brief just overview? Like, because I know you've been on the show before and we've done the whole like origin story,
Yeah.
but let's just make sure everybody's familiar with who you are, what you do, what you're inspired by, all that good stuff.
Yeah. I am the arch nemesis of Chad Perkins. I will fight him to the death, and I think he has a job now, so he won't show up this morning.
He does have a job. I'm gonna we'll go poke the bear. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, no, well, I'm a comic artist, writer, now publisher, now colorist, and I've also been practicing hand lettering.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, so
Twins
actually,
love you.
yeah, so I have a new series working on slowly with another artist,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm doing the coloring and the hand lettering and the design. So that's been fun with my buddy Dave Fowler, who's a great artist. Just branching out. I don't always want to draw. There are other really great artists, and Dave and I have a very similar vibe. So we're really trying to mix our dark styles together.
Yeah.
And so yeah, the publishing thing is we don't know yet, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I live mostly in Florence, Italy, and sometimes in upstate New York. And yeah, comics, comics, comics.
Right? Comics on the brain all the time.
That's
But
right.
gosh, I'm the arch nemesis. I'm confident you say.
Oh, you can ask him. It's okay. I am confident.
I almost spit out my coffee.
You can literally ask him that. And he will literally say, "Yeah, pretty much."
Too funny. So when we're talking about the book that you've written, which one is that?
Well, I have my hand in writing all of them.
Yeah.
If I'm involved in it, I a lot of those are stories that originate in my brain,
Mm-hmm.
and then once I kind of get sort of like a rough draft, or at least just like a pitch or a synopsis, I hand it over to Frank Martin. And Frank is my writing partner and the other half of Third Contact Comics. And
Yeah.
so then we work together. Depends on what the project is. Sometimes I just leave it as is, as whatever Frank does with it. A project like Immortal Coil, I might be a little more controlling. And it's not anything about Frank's talent. It's just that when I started that book, it was just me.
Right.
And I was the writer artist on it. And I sort of birthed these characters. I know them so well at this point. And I do love to write as much as I love to draw. Sometimes I love writing more, I think. So in the new series that I'm working on with Dave Fowler, I'm writing a lot of that. And Frank has come in to make sure that there's story and not just cool pictures. Because I sometimes have that habit of like, oh, this scene would be so cool. And it's like, well, what it doesn't, where's the story? Does it make sense? And I'm like, who cares? It's just cool. You know,
I've
so it's just, you know, Frank is always there to make sure that there's story, there's a thread, and you know, we play off each other, you know.
yeah.
Um, and I think it gives the stories more depth, more weight to them than just trying to make cool panels.
Pictures, yeah. And I find that a lot of artists who are writing, they can turn out like a fabulous issue number 1. And then a lot of times after issue 1, they're like, okay, well, what do I do next? You know? And so not all of
It's a
them
little
though.
bit
You know what I mean? Like some people are like you and like Fish Lee and Grant Lankard, and Ian Miller, like you guys are a triple threat where you're writing and arting and lettering and doing all the things.
hard.
And
That's my new
it's
job title.
arting. Yes. Triple threat. That's your new name. Yes. You belong to this special little club of triple threats. But
Arting. What do you do for a living?
I've seen a lot of artists that are just incredible at what they do, but they get to this point and they're like, okay, I don't know what happens next. And so it's always beneficial to, like you said,
Yeah.
have that Frank Martin or that Laurie Calcaterra come in and be like, this is really great. What if it went here? And then it just kind of sparks where it goes next. So, hey,
Well,
good morning.
what you said is exactly what happened with Immortal Coil, because Frank and I worked together on another project. We did a short, a Swamp Thing short, and then we did a uh, another series called 1,000 Cuts, which one day we may come back to. And I was halfway through the second issue of Immortal Coil, and I was getting so lost because the story was very epic, very grand in scale, and I knew not all of it. Oh boy! See,
Look who it is! It's Chad Perkins. We were only talking about you just a second ago. Were your ears burning?
Chad, you have a job. Go to it. You work now. Go. No.
No. He's just there.
No.
What a buzzkill.
But that's exactly what happened. And I said, listen, Frank. And Frank kind of just came on almost like a work for hire. I wasn't really sure how I was going to let anybody into my playground,
Right.
you know, and mess with my babies, you know, this world building. But every issue, good riddance.
You can't block us. We're on the Rolling Squid Bone channel. Good morning, Vic. How are you?
Oh, Vic's awesome.
Victor Medina. Yes. Hello.
Yeah. Vic's a big inspiration of mine, actually, as an artist. Oh, yeah. I follow Vic sort of everywhere. He's great colors, too. I want to work with Vic one day at some point.
I love watching him color stuff on TikTok. Like, I just get mesmerized. I'm like,
I know, it's amazing.
The like button 12 times.
But yeah, pretty much ever since then, since the middle of issue 2, we're on issue 4, and we'll do one more issue 5. I mean, Frank really writes the bones, taking what the characters that I've created, and then after he creates this sort of these plot points, I'll go in and just make sure the characters are speaking in the way that, and I might add or kind of tweak a scene because there's just something missing that's, I want to add me to it a little bit.
Yeah.
And there's things in that book that definitely you read the first time you're going to miss because they're part, you know, it's weird. I don't spell it out for people what the hell is really going on.
Same.
But if you pay attention, by the end of the series, some things will make sense, and there will still be a lot of questions. And I hope there are. I love books and I love series, not all the time, that make you decipher.
Yes.
You know, like I am a huge David Lynch fan, and I think you can't just watch a David Lynch movie and get it. And even if you watch it 10 times, you're still going to kind of have these groups, these cults, these things that build up and create their own interpretations and philosophies about what's going on. And so, you know, in someone trying to make a comic book that has a little flavor of that.
If it's a good story, people will resonate with it and they think about it after, you know what I mean? If it's, I feel like comics are such a quick read, you know what I mean? That you could spend 2 minutes, really, if you're a fast reader, 2 minutes, and you could finish a book. And if you're not still thinking about it, if it's just like, oh, that was good, and you put it down, I don't know. I feel like as a writer, I want something to stick with you. And so, like,
Yeah.
after the fact, people are still thinking, like, what would happen if XYZ happened in your world, Laurie, where they're still thinking about it afterwards. Then I feel like, I've done my job and like it still sits with you. And I love books like yours, Gerald, where it's like you might not get it the first time, but if you reread it and you reread it, and it's like, oh, here's these little things that are in the background that I missed the first time. Same thing where
Yeah.
it's like, I feel like you're getting more of your money's worth, where you can sit with the book and get more from it the further it goes. And then when you reread it and be like, he's been telling me this since the beginning.
Well, one interesting thing that has happened, and it was not the original intent, and it was never a thought in my mind. It only came after issue 3. I'm not saying anything. I can't say anything. I'll spoil the whole darn thing.
Not allowed to. You can't do that on the show. It's not allowed.
But there is, and I was having this conversation with Travis Gibb, sort of, we're talking about a bunch of stuff, and I had a question, and we talked about it, and he gave me food for thought, and then, so I feel like this series, I don't think you're ever done, and I don't think, like, I don't like to write something and say, well, that's it. That's how it's got to be. I feel like it's organic, and no matter what I've created or what Frank adds to it, it can change and turn on a dime at any point. And when you're making comics in the self-published way, I mean, you really can do this. You have all the freedom in the world to build this world however you want to. Go as crazy, or you think you're going straight and then you take a sharp left at the last
Yeah.
moment. And that's kind of what's happened. And I honestly feel that the series just got 10 times better because of this one crazy idea. And I know Frank isn't crazy about it. And I told him I don't care. Um, I hope, I mean, you hope the payoff is that readers, or if they're, anybody who's been following it, will get it. It's not in your face. It won't be something that you'll be like, you won't see it coming. There's no way, because I didn't see it coming. So there was an interview by of David Lynch where he was talking about how he kept this notebook by his bed, and when he would wake up in the middle of the night or any time, he made sure to write down any visuals that he could remember, and sort of add these into his stories or whatever. And I sort of do the same thing. And if something comes, I'll check it out with people, and they'll say, no, that's stupid. You're going to ruin the whole thing. And, but this one particular idea, I think just, I think it's awesome. I wish someone else was doing it so I could just read it.
That's funny.
And so I hope the payoff, I hope it works. We'll find out and see.
We'll see. I was thinking about, because I love riddles, and I write these riddles into my comics on the back. And I always think like they're going to resonate. And I think they always like are over people's head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I don't feel like as many people are doing the riddles as I thought were going to do the riddles. And so I don't know. It's like, do you ever worry that some of your ideas are going to like be too lofty and go over someone? Is it worth it to do it if Laurie Calcaterra and Laurie Calcaterra alone gets what you're doing? Is it worth it? And it goes over the masses. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe. The only thing I could think of was issue 2 of Immortal Coil. I had an idea that wasn't an original intent, and did this whole flashback. And because we're dealing with a lot of Norse mythology in that book, I wanted to, I felt very inspired by, Walt Simonson, and wanted to make this sort of Asgardian sort of vibe. And I worked with, I didn't ink it. I just did the pencils and had my friend come on, John Martin, to give it a very sort of different vibe, different look, and put it in the beginning of issue 2 as this sort of flashback, and maybe we would repeat it. And I don't know, it could have either gone over people's heads or it just felt like a different book altogether, and the idea itself just didn't land. It didn't land. It took, because there was nothing like that in the first issue. It like took the reader right out of the story from the beginning, and then goes back into the continuation of what was going on in issue 1. And so I just sort of was like, okay, so we sort of revamped that whole thing. And there's some things I can't take back because they've already been launched on Kickstarter, they've already been printed. But as we move into the direct market, every single issue now has been thought out completely how we're going to do it. And Dave Fowler and I are working on taking the flashback idea, putting it at the end of the book, and only a few of them in a very dark style, and only pertaining to one particular character. Not all this exposition that I thought I needed to add in there, because as someone said to me, when they opened issue 2, I just kind of killed the noir mystery of it. Like, they liked issue 1 because it kind of had, it was like a mystery. It was very noir. It felt more like American Gods, and this issue just felt like maybe more Marvel. One person isn't going to change my mind, but it's just good food for thought. And I had this conversation with a lot of people, a lot of my peers, and Frank and myself. And then when we did issue 3, I started working with Dave exclusively on these alternative sort of pages. And the idea is sort of like these timelines will converge by the issue 5. So when you could go back to issue 1 and look at the opening page, basically issue 5, that timeline crisscrosses, if it makes any sense.
Yeah.
But only one character, because I had everybody in there, It's like, oh, maybe people want to know, like, how did we get here? No, they didn't. They didn't care. There was like a suspension of belief. It didn't matter how we are where we are, but it was more like, where are we going? And I thought, I don't think that was over their head. I think that it was just kind of just didn't land, and
it's almost like issue 1 was one way, issue 2, but it's like if you're on issue 6, you know what I mean, then it makes more sense because they can keep going. Sometimes it's hard because they can't see the big picture, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then once more is released, it's like, oh, okay, then now I understand what we're doing here. So it might make more sense in like a trade than it is in individual issues, but
you have that freedom
you
in
got to
the trade.
release it. What?
Right, and it's done. It's been printed. It went out to backers. It's out in the wild. But when these issues come into the market, plus the trade on Kickstarter, which will be hopefully late fall, early winter.
Cool.
We'll see. It's a lot of pages to draw.
Right.
It's because it's a double-sized issue, their last issue. So.
Oh my gosh.
So I've got like 52 pages to draw for all that, and other people's books too. Like work for hire stuff. So we'll see if I can do it without tearing something else.
Well, that's
that is, and we have a bunch of talk. You talked about it, and there, we are sort of making these sandboxes that we're inviting the public to play in, and we can listen and we can. And I think that, if you go too much in one direction and try to make something for everybody, you're going to fail. But there's nothing wrong with taking feedback and seeing if it's worthwhile or not, what the feedback might be. And, or a piece of it or a part of it. Like, everybody's got an opinion and everybody's got an idea. And at the end of the day, it's your story, and they can go write their own.
Right, exactly. Because I was going to say, when it came to my story, because I wrote all 12 issues in one go. You know what I mean? So the story is set. And so if people give me feedback, it sounds great, but there isn't really room because the arc is already set. So,
Yeah,
I mean, as a writer, it's like that's great, but that would derail everything else that I've already put in place. So,
sure.
so it's like,
And you're right, because we're a lot of us are not making monthlies. It's just we don't that
that
it's
pace is too
time
fast.
consuming. The financial aspect. There's a lot to it, and so you are asking a certain fan base to wait. You
Hmm.
know, like it's not like we're done. I'm sorry if it's going to take 2 years to make 5 issues,
I
but
know.
that's at the end of the day. I mean, that's not bad. I know some creators haven't even made the one they promised for 15 years.
Yeah,
So,
they give us all a bad name, but that's part of the game.
yeah,
There's creators of
absolutely.
all kinds that are there. Um, One of the questions I had for you though, and this is something that I always want to pick the brains of artists who are running their own series, like Immortal Coil is your baby. Stuff doesn't go forward unless you push it forward, right? But you're also doing work for hire. Like Gerald just did a cover for yours truly, which we're going to show off here in just a second. So how do you manage your time? Because again, it's like you want to work on other people's stuff and you want to collect, the payments, obviously, but if you're not working on your own stuff, it's not going. So what's the thought here? How do you triage your day in order to optimize your output? That was a really big sentence. I'm going to drink more coffee.
Yeah. Well, number one, I only take something on if the deadline matches a schedule that I've grown kind of accustomed to. If it
Gotcha.
doesn't, either I'm going to have to push my thing further back, or to have to say no, because it's just like I need this. By one time, there was three creators working on kind of a mutual Kickstarter thing, and they wanted one pinup, and they said, "Can you have it by tomorrow?" And I said, "Are you
Tomorrow?
nuts? Are you
Tomorrow?
nuts?" I said, "Not well. This is like 6 months ago," and I said, "Give me 2 days. Give me 2 days. And since there's three of you, this is how much it's going to cost."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You wanna rush?
And we did
You
it,
wanna
and we
rush
did
it?
it. And I got my colors on it. I was like, "Listen, man, this is a rush job, but
Yeah,
sorry." We did it. It's cool. It came out all right. Came out pretty good. Uh, but covers and interiors are different. They're not the
right,
same vibe. And
right.
as an artist, it's a different mindset. It's there's a Venn diagram, if you
Mhm.
will, where they are mutual. You're telling a story. But in a cover, I I've gotten to the point where if you tell me what it's supposed to be, I don't want to do it
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I kind of just I want to honor whatever the character is. The vibe. I always ask, what's the vibe? What's the character? Like, what's the feeling? That's all I
Mhm.
need, and then just let me cook.
Yeah,
And if you don't like it, you don't like it, and if you do, great. I'll go back to the drawing board. So what I do is I try to take about 3 days of interiors, and then I try to take 2 to 3 days on a cover.
gotcha.
So I go back and forth.
I feel like that's what our process was on this one. Because I was like, I would love a cover. And you were like, what do you feel like? I was like, sexy and mysterious, and it's this character, and this is what she wears. Have fun. Because I never want to be too specific. Unless there's something I have in mind for a cover. And usually I'm looking to tap into your creative mind. You know what I mean? Like you tell me
Mm.
what you think that looks like. Because I feel like I get so much better work when I'm not super specific, you know?
I think so. I mean, there are artists who do want you to be specific. I just don't happen to be one
Mhm.
of them. You know,
Yeah.
I prefer to just put on some music and start go. I don't know.
Right.
See, and I send you the pencils.
Yep.
and if you do, and you could have said, you know, not really capturing the vibe I was thinking about. That's no
Mm.
problem. You know, let's start again. And that's happened a few times. You know, I hadn't really captured what the person was asking for, you know, which is not a problem. I've never had like someone be like, you know, like be like, oh, this is garbage. More like, you know, little stuff like, you know, that meant a lot to them about something in their hair or a certain piece of jewelry or I don't know. They wouldn't pose like that, I guess. But
Okay.
I would say 98% of the time, I just, they, most people just let me do kind of whatever I'm feeling.
Yeah. Good morning, Dave. And I mean, this again just knocks it out of the park. This is gorgeous. For those of you that don't know what this is going to be a cover on issue number 9, Path of the Pale Rider, and this is our new lady Bethany that was just introduced in issue 8. And she's gorgeous. This is gorgeous. And so, you know, I'm super easy to work with, but again, it's just like it was the feeling that I was looking for. And when you captured it so well, I was like, I don't have any critique for you. This is gorgeous. Thank you. Like keep going, you know. I always love what how people envision my characters, and I think that's part of the joy of being a writer only is that you tap into other people's creative, you know, creative stream and see like how do you see my characters? How do you interpret, you know, what's going on in my story? And I love this. I love everything about it. She's just so mysterious and beautiful and whimsical. And I know you guys want to. I know. I know. I know. It's coming.
And
It'll be out.
it's always interesting to do, I don't know what the word is, you know, very female centered, you know, work that, you know, some people might say sexy or something like that. You know, I've
Yeah.
always said to people, like, if they've asked me, like, I, I'm not, you know, that guy, you know, like, I'm not, and I'm not talking down. I'm just saying there are certain areas where certain artists excel, like Mike Tenner and Bad Bug put out a lot of sexy covers by great artists. They're really
Mhm.
good. Um, and he has great team. Like he does not cut corners on his cover work and on his books. But I'm not going to make a cover like that. You know,
Right.
I want. It's like how do you? It's not. I don't know. It's very hard to make a sexy cover, but yet the it's not. It feels.
It's not
Uh,
explicit. It's not explicit. And that's not
this
what I was
character still
looking.
feels strong. You know,
Yeah.
this character still there's. It's like I want. I don't. You know, I'm a man, but I want to express some kind of. There's a feminine energy without being soft, but then
Yeah.
there's a sexiness without being complicit. You know, it is like the sort of strength and feminine, the feminine energy. Um, I like the subtlety, you know, like little,
Yeah.
tiny little shadow of a nip.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's more about
um,
the female form, the beauty of the female form, and then, just, like, the way that you posed her let me put it back up here. The way that you posed her, the expression on her face, you know what I mean? And even though she's not looking directly at the camera, she doesn't have to. It's not about the eye contact or trying to please the viewer, it's her own feeling, and so that's kinda what I got from this too, and this is what I was looking for. I wasn't really looking for I don't know, the more explicit type cover. I wanted the more
yeah.
beautiful, mysterious, and that's why I was like, Gerald is the perfect person for this. So
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, it was fun to do this one.
turned out
So
beautiful. So, but and her having fun, yeah, yeah, yeah,
and she's having a
having
blast.
fun,
Her
being
chastity
mysterious.
belt.
What?
She's having fun with her chastity belt.
With her chastity belt, yes.
It's there.
That was funny.
It, I made it more prominent, and as I kind of went along, it was like it's there. It's so subtle, but
Yeah.
it is there. I
Mhm.
did a sort of eraser at like 20, 40% opacity, 20% opacity. Just so like if you really looked, maybe you could see it, but not
Mhm.
entirely. I drew
Gorgeous.
it and then like half erased it. But she's also wearing fabric. I mean, it wouldn't like really.
Right.
I know in the comic it's a little pages. I mean, it's very translucent.
Right.
You know, I think that. So I mean, I didn't make it as translucent as your interior artist, but
That's okay. It's
thank you.
gorgeous the way it is. Then again, it's because I feel like, again, if we showcase the chastity belt where it's like that becomes the focus, right?
Right.
Instead of Bethany herself. So it's there,
Yeah.
but it's not so prominent where it's like, oh, this is the only thing I can see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gerald,
So I don't know what's that. What
I was
happened?
just laughing when we had our conversation. I was like, oh yeah, and she has a chastity belt, and you're like, ooh, I've never done one of those before. First time for everything. I was like, haha,
Yeah,
awesome.
I know, right? But I hope I answered the question sort of, I guess, too, about balance. I mean, it just, I tend to have a lot of repeat customers, I guess. I
Mhm.
hate calling all of us creators who have enjoyed something I've done for them, have come back. I did that one thing. Well, that was my present to you. What was that?
Yes.
Like 6 months back or something like that.
Yeah, the gorgeous. It was a Western skeleton with wings.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
gorgeous. And when you sent it to me, I fell out of my chair. Like I couldn't
Oh, come
believe
on, no.
it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And like, but see, the thing is that I've written my story out quite a bit, right? And so I don't know
Hmm.
how you did this, but you tapped into things that are coming that I have not told anybody about yet. And so I was like, how did he know? How did he know this? You know what I mean? And so
Third
again, it was like it's one of
eye.
those things like I'm blown away when someone predicts things that I was just like, we haven't even touched on this yet, but here it is, in art form. So I was just like, oh my God. So that's why maybe you were like, this is cool. But for me, I'm like, oh my God, this is what's coming and people don't know yet. So that's why I fell out of my chair.
That's so funny. But yeah, balance is hard for artists, especially when you do covers and interiors
Yeah.
and work for hire and
Yeah.
the self-publishing stuff. I have two other work for hire projects on the docket. One got pushed a little bit so I could finish Immortal Coil, and they were okay with that. And one I'm going to try to do in between issues. We'll see.
And you have a family and you go to Comic Cons.
Oh yeah, I do have a family. That's right. Yeah.
Stop it.
Hi.
You just gotta.
Yeah. So I mean, that
Yeah.
actually is harder to balance than say how you go from work for hire to self-publishing stuff, because that's like whoever pays calls a tune in a way. I
Yeah.
mean, you want to get stuff ready for Kickstarter, but we are also blessed with having patient backers, a built-in audience that if you've done a bunch, they know you're good for it.
Yeah.
And I always have kept people updated. Like our last issue was a month late, but Frank's like, that's nothing in Kickstarter language,
No.
because I'm like having a panic attack and like can't sleep, And I said, listen, I was going to put, because I'm also a little bit of a perfectionist, and there were 3 pages, no, actually there were 5 or 6. I hated so much. I just redid them, and
Oh my gosh.
I could not put out that book with those. It wasn't everything in the pages, but it was most. I kind of started from scratch. It was like,
Mm-hmm.
I, they, maybe people wouldn't care, but I would. I would
Mm-hmm.
care that, I mean, I'm not Charlie Stickney, like, who makes amazing work and is, 1,500 copies going on a Kickstarter. But even if it was, 100, 300, I just want to make sure that I
Yeah.
can sleep at night. I can sleep at night. I did my best.
Yeah,
And
and I mean,
I put out the best thing I can
right.
do right now.
And you might as well, because if it's bothering you and you print it, or
Oh
you know what I
yeah,
mean? And then
you're
it's just going to
done.
bother you forever, and you're going to end up redoing it
Yeah,
anyway. So it's might as well just
right.
do it before it goes out. Otherwise, it's just going to haunt you forever.
Yes. And I
Like,
didn't want to, and I was already being haunted by it. So we were a month late. This injury kind of set me back. We were going to push the Kickstarter, but because of our timelines and everything we got going on, we just can't. We can't push the Kickstarter up because we have, we can mix a month. We can kind of fudge couple a month here or two, like, but not
yeah.
months and months. Then we're really screwed because we have, we're not the most organized, but we have, we've come a long way since we started. And so there is what's the word? Schedule.
Hmm.
And there has to kind of be that schedule, especially now because we have a schedule, you know, uh, with Prana DM Services, who is our distribution publishing partner. And then you have all this stuff that's got to go to Lunar, and you've got to do all this stuff for that. And, and so now Kickstarter plays into that. It's not just
Hmm.
Kickstarter anymore. It's this goes into that, goes into this, goes into that.
Right.
So
It's all
I'm
fun.
a little behind on Immortal Coil 4 pages, but I will update people and, tell them this is what's up. We couldn't push the launch date further ahead, and hope that you know, you understand why we may be a month late on this one. And
You know,
I think most people are, right? I mean, I think most
yeah.
people are pretty cool.
I think that one, when you have a track record that you do deliver and that the quality is good, and then two, that you communicate. So when there are issues, everybody gets them. You know what I mean? I've
Right.
had printing issues. I've had artist delays. We lost a colorist in the middle of a project once and had to start
Oh
over from
God.
scratch. So,
Oh my
I mean,
God.
crap happens. But as long as you're able
Yeah.
to communicate and then ultimately you fulfill, I think people are okay with this. It's the people that disappear and it's 2 years later and we're like, are we getting this book or not?
I
You know?
know. It's true. And our last campaign, I mean, we weren't even late at the time. And look, things were going pretty good before I went back. And there was one particular person who wrote every week, like on the comments section of the campaign
Oh,
page, like,
come
how's this
on.
going? Is it coming? And Frank, we're like, let's just breathe. Let's not answer right away. Come back to it. And I'd be like, hey man, thanks so much for writing. I turn into a positive. Like,
Right.
I'm so happy you're excited for this book.
Right.
You can't wait for it to show up 3 years ago. you know.
Like before we started.
So it's like, but we're working hard on it. I really do put my best foot forward. I don't cut corners. We're not getting rich off this thing. This is a labor
Right.
of love. And I am making sure that your backer dollars are well spent, from everything, from the line art I send to the colors, and that gets sent to the letterer, and that the letterer is, one of the best in this sort of indie comic scene, and
Yeah.
then the best file formatter, graphic design people, to the printer, you know,
Yeah.
uh, to how, and then getting them, and then that, you're getting cool stickers and stuff, and we're putting those bags together, and I'm custom printing the stickers,
Right.
and then and that they're in the right, Gemini mailer, and everything is, checked off, man. And we've gotten pretty good at it. We've gotten, it used to take me like a month to ship out Kickstarters. Now it's about 3 days.
Wow. Yeah. It usually takes me about a week. So
Mm. Well, Laurie, you have
what?
like 50 million different add-ons.
Yeah. I spend one day just shipping hot sauce.
I, no, you can't talk about what I do or what you do. You've got like, it's like you're like the like demented, twisted, dark Martha Stewart of Kickstarter.
This is true. I'm like, hey, we got zombie scented stickers. Woohoo!
So a week from
I
what you
own
do
that.
is pretty good.
Thank you.
Yes.
I mean, but it is. It's a big, long process, and it's hard sometimes when people don't know the 3,000 steps that it takes to put everything together. I mean, even just starting from building the Kickstarter is a whole process, and then as soon as you
Right.
get good at it, they change the process,
Oh man.
which
Well,
they did. So it's
and I'm still building it and haven't even submitted the preview pages yet.
oh
And
gosh.
I'm a little concerned.
Yeah, from my experience, and again, I was submitting this one, which is my 10th campaign, so it's not like it's my first campaign. They took a week to look at it, and then I actually got a deny because they said that one image in my video was too graphic, even though the video that I had up there was the same video I had used in the previous campaign and the previous campaign. So they're really going through and they're being extra careful.
It's stupid. What is
So
so dumb about it is that it's like made a problem where there wasn't one.
yeah, I
And
mean,
it's not by the creators and it's not by the backers. You're talking about a party that you're talking about, a multi-billion-dollar institution that doesn't give a shit about what we do.
I don't think
Not
Kickstarter.
really.
I think it's
I mean,
Stripe.
not no. I'm talking about Strip. I'm not talking about
Yeah,
Kickstarter. I think Kickstarter is kind of towing the line for whatever reason. It's all it's all about the money.
there had to be fines. There had to be fines because why else
Sure.
would they be denying things that would make them money, right? And have made them money. There had to
And it's
be
just so,
a
and
fine
it's
with
really ridiculous because I mean, for a lot of us who aren't making NSFW material, Kickstarter is the underground.
yes.
It is for most of us. Like back in the day, kitchen sink comics, or I'm trying to think. Like my mind's like drawing a blank.
It's like
Harvey
Adult
Picar
Swim for
or
cartoons, like, you would
Robert
see it
Crumb.
late. Yeah. It's like you would find the really cool stuff on Adult Swim at night, you know what I mean? Kickstarter was that for comics where it's like you could find some really cool stuff.
And you still can, but it's putting people through a lot of hoops or having to censor. Now, from what I understand, it's not the actual book. It's what is on the actual page of
Yes.
Kickstarter.
Which is kind of
Like I
ironic,
have,
don't you think?
yeah, it's really stupid because I mean, look, really, like, you're looking mostly at thumbnails. Like, fine, you want to crack down on thumbnails, crack down on thumbnails. Don't crack down on campaign pages. Because the
Yeah.
only people that are really looking at those are people that want to look at those. They
Mhm.
want to see that. And if you take that away from them, they're not going to get these are visual medium. And if that is your visual story, so be it.
Right. Yeah,
I
for
don't know.
example,
You're all,
for on
oh,
mine,
I'm all
yeah, you were
frozen
breaking
up
up.
on.
Yeah, just a second, but your voice was still coming through, so we heard everything you said. But like for mine, for example, so my story, the whole thing about my story is that death is broken. And so our zombies are different because if you shoot them in the head, they're still going to keep going. They just have less of their brain and they're more chaotic. And so as a visual medium, I was showing someone with a gun to their head, and that was the image that they made me take down. So again, how do you set yourself apart when your story is different if you can't show that? You know what I mean? Now everybody thinks it's just a zombie book, and it's not. And so again, it's like I put it in the video, but what if they're not watching the video? Or what if they click off the video before they get to that part? So I don't know. It just makes it more challenging, in my opinion, where it's like it's a visual medium. You want to show the visuals from the book that make an impact, but if they're too violent or they're too graphic, then you can't. So it's like, what do we do? Do you put a link on your other social media? I mean, like I've seen people censor some things, but even with that, sometimes you run the risk that they'll still take it down. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know yet because I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
I
can.
told
I
you I
was just
might have
wondering if
Wi-Fi
there's a
issues,
delay
and now
now.
we're running into it. No, now I feel like we're back. We're back on track.
Yeah, okay.
This happens. It's when you're in the woods.
Yeah, yeah.
We're basically in the woods. Somewhere in Italy. We're in the woods. Um,
That's funny.
we don't. I have a preview page that has. It's very violent. And there's a severed head, and there's shooting neck blood, and people getting fried. So I'm like, maybe we
I
don't
love
put that one in. It's not there. This is the pre-launch right now.
Yeah,
So I kept the pre-launch pretty simple and mild, just so we could get it accepted. I didn't feel like
yeah,
putting a bunch of stuff on there and dealing with that. I had too much going on. I was, going through, in my injury and all that stuff. So we're just making the pre-launch page super simple,
yeah,
and hope that by the time it's ready to go live, too late. Here we are. We're gonna put the preview pages up, so deal with it.
yeah.
Because
Hopefully.
they do a disclaimer now. Have you seen that? I just saw
Mhm.
that where it said basically like they can still deny you even
Yeah.
after you're accepted in the
Yes.
pre-launch.
Uh-huh.
That any changes you make to the campaign page are still up for review.
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
like,
And
give me a break, guys.
I was
Come
paranoid
on.
because because the way that I used to, work on these campaigns, like you said, I'm the Dark Martha Stewart and I have 7,000 things to add and pictures and things. So I asked for approval and then of course got the deny. I fixed the thing that they were talking about, which at least they were specific. Because if you get a deny and they're just like, no, it's too graphic, like what part, what thing, right? But they were very specific, like this one image in your video. So I was able to take that down and replace it with something else. And then, I got the approval. But even like you said, in the reply was like, if you change stuff, you might have to
Yeah,
go through this approval process again. And
yeah,
ultimately, Stripe can still decide not to give you your money at the end of the campaign. So even if you're funded and your campaign is over, they could be like, nope, we're not doing it. So it's just really a weird position. And I know a lot of people, when this was all shaken down, were like, okay, where else do we go? There's a lot of different platforms, but ultimately, I don't think they have the same
yeah.
reach as Kickstarter.
They don't. They don't, and we know that. I mean, they're nuts, and Zoop comes in a close second, but it's it's not doesn't have the same community. Just doesn't.
Yeah, and there's not the same freedom because they make the whole page for you, which sounds great
Oh, I
until
didn't know that.
oh yeah, it's curated. So with Zoop, number one, they make the page, you send them all the things and they build it. So you don't have a say of what goes on there. Two, they decide when you launch. You have to have like so many people following the project before they'll even launch you. And so, like a friend of mine was
Oh,
doing a
that's weird.
press tour. It was his very first campaign, right? And so he did a press tour to get the backers to follow so he could launch. But he did all the podcasts, right? So he did the podcast round and then they launched him. And then all these podcasters were like, no, you can't come back on because you were here last month. So how do you plan the marketing for that when you don't even know when the launch day is? See what I mean?
This is depressing, man.
So that's why I was like, I don't know if Zoop is
This
the
is like
place
so
for me.
depressing.
And so yeah, so
No,
it's just
I
it's just
don't.
hard.
I
But
didn't even
again,
know all that you just said.
no. John Westhoff has done a Zoop, and Justin
Yeah,
Koch
that I
is the other guy
remember. I
that I
remember he did.
talked to that's done a Zoop.
Hmm.
So I mean, there's people out there that have done
When
them.
I first, yeah, when I first met John a while back, he had a book out in Zoom, and we were in sort of podcast together, and
Uh-huh.
he kind of got some slack for it. Like, oh, I guess we have to go out of Kickstarter and go check out John's Zoop.
Poor John. But I mean, like he gave it a
Poor John.
shot and I applaud him for that just to be like, okay, I'm going to try this
Yeah,
platform and see how it does. and he has that experience now, so he can say like, okay, Zoop was the place or
Mm,
Zoop wasn't the place based off of his own experience instead of what someone else told
right.
him. So, and he's just able to share that experience with us, so it kind of helps us too. But let's take a break for a second. We're going to play Would You Hug This? And then I want to talk more about Immortal Coil and what's coming for issues 1 through 4. Cool? All right. I don't know if he froze, but here we go. Yes, my friends, it is that time. We're going to play Would You Hug This? The game with really no benefits. No rules, no benefits, but it's just fun to play. And then you tell us in the comments if you're going to hug these things. And so since Gerald is here, we are playing Would You Hug These Immortals? That's right. We're going to start here. And we're going to talk about some of these immortals and how they've affected maybe you and if you would hug them. Would you hug Dorian Gray?
Are you asking, and do I answer?
Yes. You're the first answer,
Oh,
but the people in the chat are also going to chime in. I'll give you my information too, but I'm sure
yes. Yes,
people
I
are
would.
familiar with Dorian Gray. It's this story by Oscar Wilde about a man whose painting took all like the physical effects from his life and he lived on beautiful forever. But this was basically his soul getting old and, taking on the effects of all the terrible things he would do. Sounds like I said, would you mug this? So would you? Oh, we lost. There you are. You're back.
Yeah.
You still here? You're good?
I would mug him and hug him.
You would mug him first and then give him a hug on the way out. Hey, thanks for your painting.
Yes,
It belongs to
that's
me
right.
now.
Yeah.
Would you call him morally ambiguous? Like, what would we think Dorian Gray is like?
I don't know. But I love Oscar Wilde.
Yeah.
I'm,
All right. Well,
I'm
moving on
having a
to
hard time because my connection is so bad right now.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It was so good for a long time.
I know. I wonder if I should try to go out and come back in.
You can if you like. Hopefully you can get back in.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if I should. Yeah.
Here's a much more recognizable immortal for you in the chat. This is Dracula, of course. Vampires, they live forever, right? Who here is hugging Dracula? I could have picked Edward Cullen, but I figured Dracula was the much more he's older and he's been done lots of times. Do you think you would hug Dracula? Grey Wolf, I'm asking you. Personally, I'm not hugging this guy. I think he smells like mothballs. Smells like mothballs, dust, old velvet. I don't know. I'm passing. Oh, I need Gerald back, so I want to ask him if he's going to hug the Kurgan. No. All right, let's go back. He's here. He's upside down. Oh, you were upside down for a second. I was like, oh. Welcome back.
I'm standing on my head.
I would too. Work, damn it. So here is our next immortal. Are we hugging?
I would hug Bela Lugosi.
Yeah. But not Dracula?
Probably not.
No. He doesn't
But I would hug Bela Lugosi. I don't know. He kind of looks like a hugger. He looks a little bit like a hugger.
I think he'd hug
a long, uncomfortable hug.
Yeah.
Like a Seinfeld hug where you're like, after like a minute, you're like, are we still doing this?
Yeah. Please stop. Grey Wolf says, I'm writing Lugosi into my third Renfield graphic novel. That'll be fun.
Nice. Lugosi, Renfield. Love it.
Really?
Wait, is that for real? Is he telling a fact right now? Or is that his story?
I think this is real. Let's Google it. Pardonnez-moi. Let's look. Bela Lugosi Jr., you say? Lugosi Jr. still alive. Yes. Yes, he is. Wow.
All right.
Born January 5th, 1938.
Okay. But he's not he's not in his 90s
90.
then.
Yeah. Grey Wolf. Wow.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
The truth here.
All right.
Let me put him back up. All right. So we're not hugging Dracula. No.
No, I'm not gonna hug Dracula. I don't know about other people. You do what you do. You.
Another immortal. Kurgan.
Oof, that's a tough one. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna hug that dude. I'm not even gonna go. I'm not even gonna go like 20 feet in front of, like near him. I'll be like 50 feet, and he'll like, come closer, and I'd be like,
No.
no, I'm good here. Just shout it out at me. What do you want to say? I want to hug you.
No. Like, you don't have any eyebrows. I'm weirded out. Why do you have a giant sword?
No.
Whose skull is that?
You're cool, man. You're cool. I love the whole thing you got going on. I'm not. No.
Yeah, I'm not hugging this man either. Too scary. Too scary. I'm kind of.
Come on, of course I'm gonna hug. Come on.
You're gonna hug Galadriel?
Okay.
She's imposing, man.
Yeah, no, I'm going to. I'm elves. I'm a sucker for the elves.
Yeah. I was like, I had a few to pick from, and the first one that came
they got the pointy ears. Forget it. I'm done.
Yeah. It was like, I would hug Legolas probably, but this one, she's so old, she's kind of scary just because I feel like she would just stare at you.
I'd hug her too.
Just awkward.
Yeah, she'd hug you with her like, eyes open, looking at you sideways.
Yeah.
You'd still be hugging you. You'd be like, what?
Yeah.
You're like hugging, your like eyes are closed. I'm hugging this elf, and then she's just like
staring at you the whole time.
Like, my soul is gone. Yeah.
She's like, do you want a piece of my hair?
But I'd still
that's really weird, dude. That's weird. Doctor Who.
Come on, of course I'm gonna hug David Tennant.
Yeah,
even if
David
I hugged him
Tennant,
and I got whisked away to another time.
Yeah, everybody wants to hug.
Because it's okay. You want to. If I end up hugging the guy and we time travel, whatever. I'll be back. You won't even know I'm gone.
I'm hugging this guy too. Let's go on an adventure. Let's go in the TARDIS. I'm ready to go. Got her name, but she was gorgeous. It's Kate Blanchett is the actress that played Galadriel. And she does amazing work. By the way, here is a link from Grey Wolf. You can check out this. Probably, I'm assuming it's about your trilogy. Very cool. Everybody's hugging the Doctor. We got another one.
Oh, cool.
Wolverine. Are you hugging Wolverine?
No, it depends. He's not going to hug you. I feel like Wolverine, even you're like, if you'd be like, I got to hug this guy. No, he's not. He's not going to hug you. Not going to do it.
He might. I mean, it might be a very pointy hug. Hmm?
A very pointy hug. It feels a quick, sharp pain.
He's hugging you with his hands. No.
Yeah.
And of course, here's
me. Sorry, I'm not good at this hugging thing.
No. That's okay. It can always be yes, or it can always be no. So I would hug Deadpool. I think that would be fun and funny, and you could go on an amazing adventure. But You probably won't survive due to his antics, but I would hug Deadpool. Yeah.
No,
No?
I think you would survive. I think that it would be in a very, he would make it very uncomfortable and make a very obscene joke about the smell of his costume that you can't get away from.
He probably would be stinky. There's a good chance he would
And he,
be.
but it would be a good hug. Oh, that's not happening.
I was like, I had to put one in there because you're doing like, the Norse mythology, of course, Loki, right? Being a Norse mythology and an immortal. Too scary? Knife you in the back?
Nope. Just, I couldn't distrust someone more.
Yeah.
I'm all frozen up again. I'm sorry if I keep going in and out. I think
You're
that
not.
there's this time of day in Italy here. Oh,
Gotcha.
no?
You're not. We can hear you, but I think that we're on a slight delay. Like I talk and then in like another 10 seconds you talk. So we'll just be patient.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know how to make it better.
Oh, yes. The last one. The immortal squid.
Nope, not touching that guy with a 10-foot pole. Nope, absolutely not. I don't want his tentacle, slimy fingers anywhere near me.
I don't know if he's immortal or
I
not,
will
but
fight. I will fight him.
I feel like this
I will
picture will
fight
live
him.
forever in my brain. Make it stop. Yup. Well, my friends, that is our game. Thank you for playing. That, of course, is Would You Hug This? Immortal era version. Would you hug all those immortals?
I'm glad.
I don't know.
I'm glad you're able to add chat in there.
You're what?
I'm glad
glad
you're
what?
able to add Chad in there.
Yeah. Last
You
second
could add
edition.
Chad in there.
Yeah. He wasn't originally
Nice.
part of the game, but
Classic.
I think he
No.
needs to be a
I hope he
permanent
watches it. I want him to
addition.
know.
He needs to be a permanent addition to the game, I think. Every
I
week
think
we ask,
so.
would you hug?
And
Would you hug
different
Chad? Yeah.
and different costumes and stuff.
Oh, it's gonna happen. We got it. I'm full of crud and not hugging anyone or anything. Oh, Lou, I'm sorry.
Well, feel
I
better.
know. Yeah, I hope you feel better, Lou. I've had a headache for like 3 days. It was really bad yesterday. I'm doing much better today, but there's something going around.
Okay.
I don't know what. Yeah, and it's like the temperature changed too. Like it was real hot and it's cooler today, so like the pressure.
It's comic creator itis.
Yeah. Get back to work, everybody. Get back to work. So let's talk Immortal Coil and what is coming. So this Kickstarter you said is launching on Monday?
Hold on a second. Okay. Yes. Yes. Hi.
Yes. Hello.
Issue 4 launches Monday.
Wow.
Yes.
I mean, drop the linky, Lou. What should we expect in issue number 4?
Well, hopefully people enjoyed the story and the art, obviously. Things get kind of ramped up. I feel like this is the issue where I always wanted it to be the sort of climax of all these different realms, just kind of tearing at the fabric of what's real and what isn't. And it's a very much an underlying current in the story that is kind of coming to a head, like what we really are, what these people really, people, they're not people, these gods and monsters and horrors, um, you know. So in this issue, very much there is some realm hopping, if you will, that we haven't done before. That
Cool.
hopefully are interesting and kind of take the story sort of, it's not just about Earth. It's not, because one of the interesting things about Immortal Coil, if anybody's ever read it, I don't show a lot of humans, and I did that for a reason, because I didn't want it to become about people, us mortals, because I think that if the reader is supposed to be the one, the reader is supposed to be the mortal that should have their own experience or feelings about if this was really happening, how I would feel about this, instead of putting that into an imaginary character. In this issue, I'm drawing more people, but they're getting their body parts ripped off and things like that, so we can experience a little bit with what would happen if this was happening. What would happen to you? You'd be eviscerated. But you can just enjoy it from the safety of your home by just looking at it.
Right.
So yeah, there's more gods. There's more horror. There's more some more violence, and some of what has really been going on comes to light, like sort of why this is happening. Who's to blame, who's not, what does it mean, like is this Ragnarok, is this the end of the world, what the hell is going on, like why is this even happening, why is there even this battle, and sort of what, and these three grandchildren of Odin, like, why them and why now? Some of that gets answered, some of it.
Interesting. I love this. I love that, you can read it and you can read it again and find something new. And that it's one of those things that doesn't smack you in the face. You get to kind of interpret and come up with your own theory about what's really going on here. So this is super cool.
And that'll probably be true even after.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
It's just a delay.
No,
you
and
go
I
ahead.
hope. Yeah, and I think we talked about it before, that even after the first story arc in the first 5 issues, a lot of things probably aren't going to be answered. Just enough. Just enough that you feel like, oh, whoa. But also, if everything gets answered, then there's no second story arc. There's no room to go anywhere, because then it's like, I don't like films or books that feel so predictable. Like, you could already say, I knew it was going there. They got all the tropes, They're following the formula, and we all knew that was going to happen, and we got taken for this ride with and I know some people read comics or watch movies to be taken out of themselves, or to not have their brains active in the process, pure entertainment. I'm not doing that. I hope that it's entertaining, but that you're, what's the word? That it's somewhat thought provoking. I hope. That's the hope.
Yeah. And I feel like you're right. There's a lot of movies and entertainment that's given to us where people don't have to think anymore. And I think that it speaks to like the attention span that we've gotten from like reels and TikToks and like all this short form that people, I feel like we're catering to this short attention span, but there's people out there that still want that thoughtful, meaningful experience where you have to take a second to think about it. I think we need more of those instead of just catering to the here's everything on a silver platter. There's a lot of that.
Right. And I think, and there's room for both. I
Mm-hmm.
sometimes like to watch a movie that's so stupid,
Yeah.
because
Give
I
us an
just want to have
example.
fun.
What? Give us an example.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, the Jason Statham movie. I will literally watch a
Yes.
Jason Statham movie like some people like probably like smoke crack. Like it's like I'm not thinking. Here's Jason Statham.
Punching stuff. Yeah. And doing crazy things. He's the same character in every movie. It's like
Every
him
movie, man.
and The Rock.
Every movie.
Yeah. Christopher
Well, yeah.
Walken. Like they just are them. Nicolas Cage.
Awkward.
They're in different movies, but like they're themselves in the movie. Adam Sandler.
Mm-hmm.
Like all those movies. I feel like
100%.
we're watching the same thing. Huh?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. But yet.
But so I feel like, in this fourth issue, we kind of had two things we talked about. We wanted to amp up the action. Okay, like the epic mythological violence, masochism of these immortals, and at the same time, give a little more emotion to the characters that we have been sort of following a little bit. That this is a family, dysfunctional as hell, but these they're a family, and so there's a couple moments where try to tug on the heartstrings a tiny bit.
Makes sense. Yeah. I mean, you have to have, I think that's the makeup of a good issue where it's like there's action, there's plot, there's character development, and, we want to be, we want to feel empathy for the characters. We want to be, emotionally tied to what they're feeling. And so if you can get all those in one issue, God bless you. It's hard, right? Sometimes.
Well, the other thing too is this character. It's very hard to get it all in 24, 28 pages.
Yeah.
But the other thing in this issue too that I really, really wanted is for this character of Hell, who's been there since issue 1, who is, if there were two sides of the coin, there's Angus on the sort of good, I guess, side, but then this is his, I guess, what would it be, his cousin or aunt? I'm trying to think of who Hell is to, whatever. In the first 3 issues, I feel she has been led by the patriarch, and that's not her. There's a reason for it. It wasn't like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. No, she said in issue 1, like, I'm not your pawn, and I'm the queen of the dead. So in this issue, it's sort of like, we've never seen her like this, how powerful she really is. And she's had enough of that. She sort of, was in issue 1 into issue 2, sort of like just following her father. And then issue 3, she's following this eldritch god. And so in issue 4, she's like, I'm done with all of you. I'm done. I told you I'm the queen of the dead, and you're going to see how powerful I really am.
That's always awe-inspiring.
So that's I feel like it's issue 4 is what.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like issue 4 would be the beginning of her story.
That's cool. I was going to say, I love it when we have this powerful female character that we've been following that we're like, just take the chains off and show us what she can do. That's always fun for me. It's like that Wonder Woman going into no man's land and finally like getting to be a superhero. It's like that was a great moment in that movie, but it's like, I love that moment. It's like, give me more of that.
Right. Yeah. and you know, she's always been my favorite character to draw on the covers, on
Wow.
pinups. You know, not because of whatever, uh, just on say a certain sensual look, but just very powerful female character who can do more than she has been given to do.
Mhm.
So it's like enough is enough. I'm doing my own thing now, you
Yeah.
know, and you'll all see what I mean.
I'm looking forward to it. For everybody that's watching, sign up for pre-launch. Here is the link right here. You just saw me push the button. It's as easy as that. You just go to this page, you click on this. It was black banner, and it just saves it. And so what this does is when Gerald pushes the button and launches this thing, it'll just send me an email that says Immortal Coil 1 through 4 is live, and then I can go do my thing. So highly recommend. And that way, a lot of campaigns have the early bird specials and discounts in the beginning. So be there on day one is my recommendation, so you can get in on some of these exclusive items. So that way, not only the campaign does real well, but you get what you're looking for. There we go. Make sure you back it. That's my call to action.
If it's your jam, if it's your
Yeah,
jam, come
I
join
mean,
us.
how can this not be? And this is my own personal opinion. In a world where we've gotten reboot, recycle, Hollywood has given us the same old stuff. This is something new, original. You're passionate about it. The art is fantastic. The story is compelling. What's the reason? Give me a reason, people. Right? This is the reason why.
Because I'll
But
tell you, I'll give you the reason why people may somewhat sometimes hesitant because,
Mhm.
and I get it, I'm not ignorant that, okay, you people know about Eldritch horror, people know about Norse mythology. What people think of Marvel, Thor, whatever. Like, what is this? Like, how is this any different? Like, what's the thing? And all I can say is yes, there are characters that you know by name, but you don't know them in this context. You don't know this story. Because one thing that I love, um, Norse mythology. I love historical mythologies, and whenever I read this stuff, my first thought is always like, "Well, if that was happening now, if that makes any sense, like." It's not about, oh, I want to retell the prose edda, but what if what if this world was in our world right now? What would this look like? Um, and it's just sort of like a kind of a fun thing to play with. Okay.
but I think that nowadays, like for example, when I'm at a Comic-Con and people are like, I'm not really into reading comics or indie, my rebuttal is always like, well, that's where all the brand new stories are, because you're not getting that in mainstream media anymore. And so if you want something new and exciting, you kind of have to venture into indie and see what you like, because that's where the new stuff is. And so I really feel like, people should take a chance. And if anything, I love a good trade paperback, but it's like if you're unsure, just get issue 1. Read issue 1, and if that doesn't grab you, okay, at least you gave it a shot. But
Right.
it's like read issue 1, and if you're in, just go straight to the collection if it's available, and then read the rest. You'll get hooked. There's a ton of good
Yeah.
stuff
You can
in
also
indie
go to Global Comics and check out issue 1,
on Global Comics.
digitally. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first 10 pages are free, and then maybe it's like 99 cents.
Mm-hmm. I think I
You
have a
know,
few issues on there as well. I forget that they're there.
but yeah, people wanted to check it out and say like, oh, like yeah, sure, could see some of the art. That's cool. I'd love to kind of like start at the beginning and see if it's hitting me to be like, yeah, I want to see more. Yeah, you can go to
Mhm.
Global Comics and find Immortal Coil there, and I believe the first issue has a little like 10-page preview.
What?
My 8-year-old is pretending to be Michael Jackson while I'm trying to sit here. And,
Come, have him do it in front of the camera. We would love to see Michael Jackson. Come
yeah,
here.
she said, come here. She wants to see you do it.
Can you moonwalk? Just moonwalk. Hi.
Hi.
Can you moonwalk?
Can you moonwalk? He's doing it, but it's too hard to see.
Oh, like, let me blow it up. I want to see. You got to go like behind your dad. Just moonwalk right past and go. Hee hee.
This way. Okay,
There we go. Oh.
Okay. She's clapping. Okay, good.
Bravo. So what's next? So after Immortal Coil, and of course this is going to launch and be hugely successful. What comes after?
You mean just in general?
In general, like what's on your plate and what, I know there's more Immortal Coil, but I know you have other projects you're working on.
Yeah, one more issue.
Yeah, okay. Oh gosh. And then it's the trade? What is he doing?
Hold on. What are you doing? Just say it.
I finished it.
Oh, very good. Very
See,
good.
look at it. Look at this monster. Look at him.
Yep. Very
him?
good. See, this is what he's reading now.
Oh, One Punch Man. Excellent.
I finished it.
Oh, good. Good. Okay.
Good. Now you can get the next one.
Babble. But why in one part he gets like destroyed back in time, and there's a little black thing here is like because it was open.
Okay.
They had a black
That's
thing
weird.
on it.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Sure,
okay.
it's not.
I believe you.
It's right here. Look.
No, River. River.
Okay.
I love his accent, by the way.
Yeah. So, yeah, one more issue of Mortal Coil. Oh my god, no. Hold on. Yeah, that's bizarre and weird. Issue number 5 in the fall. There are some things we're putting out at Third Contact Comics I don't have anything to do with. Like, Frank has 2 projects. I'm just pushing him to do them. I did one cover. But I had a hand in me and Dave Fowler sort of just making sure that, we're sort of repackaging it and getting it ready. It's not confirmed, but one of my favorite indie horror books, I think I'm doing 10 pages for that, just waiting on confirmation. And then Coins of Judas with Travis Gibb.
Yeah.
No, not right now, buddy.
Okay, this one here it is.
Okay. No, stop.
Okay.
Sorry.
And then, writing and coloring and lettering a new series that will be sort of like taking place, because I can't have like I cannot not have like an Immortal Coil in my life. So there's a new series called Black Psalm, which is sort of like a Mad Max and end of the world because of religion kind of story. It's very dirty, very, very violent.
I'm sold.
Yeah, I'm sort of like kind of painting it. That's how I'm coloring it, but I'm not a traditional colorist. It's more like painting it. I'm doing the hand letters. Frank's doing the regular lettering. And Frank and I are writing that story. And Dave's doing the line art.
Nice.
We're trying to get that Kickstarter going for issue 1, February or March.
Okay.
Hopefully, probably more March. And I'm working on another story that I am doing by myself. It takes place in the 1800s. It's a Wendigo tale of a pregnant wife of a ship's captain who dies of a strange fever, and they crash into the ice in the in this blizzard in North America, near British Columbia, and they're infected by this disease that's taking control of their mind and what they see, and they're resorted to having to eat each other.
Oh
But if
gosh.
anybody knows the tales of Wendigos, is that the Native Americans believe that you ate the flesh of another human, you become this Wendigo. So that's all I'm saying about that. That's a story I'm working on that I'm just thinking of doing in a very poetic way, told through journal pages, drawings with watercolors, you know.
Ooh, this sounds like it'll be
So
really good too. I mean, I'm a
yeah,
fan
we'll
of
see.
yours, and you
We'll
know
see.
that. So it doesn't matter what you turn out. I'm checking it out. But I'm always interested to hear like what's some of the stuff that you're working on, you know? What's coming around the corner so we can keep an eye out for it.
Yeah, that's all stuff I'm working on. It should take me well into 2028, 29. So
Well, especially if you're painting it. Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna try to. Yeah, I want to. So gotta write the story first.
Yep.
We'll see. Because I just kind of need to be creating, even if it takes a while to get it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Absolutely. I mean, it all takes time to get it out.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
Lori,
good.
I have to kind of go.
Yeah, it's about that time anyway. So we were going to start wrapping it up. And so
All right.
tell everybody where they can follow you and what links you want them to click on. And then we'll start playing some ads on the way out.
I would say Instagram is the best right now. I'm very, I think that right now that's a great platform. Facebook, sure, you find me no problem. It's, but if anybody wanted to see what, more art-based stuff, or, checking out some of these projects, I think a good place to start would be Instagram at G Von Stoddard Art,
Mm-hmm.
and Facebook. Kind of just been using those two, and Substack. We just but we don't. I'm so bad at getting those out in a timely manner. I think it was like March, the last one I got out. So,
Yeah.
but that is, I mean, I would say Instagram and Substack are our best. Those are our best
There
places
you
to
go.
find us.
And just a reminder, everybody, sign up for Immortal Coil pre-launch. This is going to launch next week, but be in the know, be in the first batch of backers. And the way that you do that is you click that banner and sign up to be notified upon launch. So 100% do that. And then thank you again, Gerald, for coming on all the way from Italy,
Yeah.
which is amazing. So I appreciate you doing that. And I wish you much success on all of your projects, which I will be following closely. And then, of course, if you guys,
too.
thank you. And then, of course, you guys, just so you know, there is a Gerald Von Stoddard cover for issue number 9 coming. And so when we go live with that, you'll be able to get your hands on this gorgeous art. There won't be a title on it. Why would I do that? She's too pretty. Let's just keep her beautiful. So some things that are coming our way. But again, thank you again for coming on. Everybody, yes, check out the book. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Join us next week. We'll have Sam Vera on the show, and we're going to talk the duty files. And make sure you are excellent to each other. Kiss your babies. And we'll be back here next week on the Tuesday Morning Brew.
Kiss
Goodbye.
your babies.
Kiss your babies. Don't kiss all the babies. Just kiss yours. But
Don't
yeah,
kiss just yours.
that's right. That's how it's supposed to go. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Ozzy, what are you doing? Come and have a look at this lovely book that was sent over.
You're wrapping in the perpendicular.
Oh, go on and spit the bat out your mouth. No one can understand you like that.
Better now. She had 5 dentists and all.
Oh, well, that's not much better. Ozzy, why don't you sing to me? I can always understand you when you sing to me.
Fucking my brains. What is this my publisher sent me? Inked in black with art so sweet.
So what do you think? Do you like it?
Oh, Lord, yeah.
what is Path of the Pale Rider? Oh yeah, Path of the Pale Rider is a Western apocalypse comic book series where death is broken. We're following a cowboy through the wasteland as he sifts through conspiracy theories trying to figure out what the heck happened. We don't have flesh-craving zombies. We have people whose soul didn't leave when their body died, and their mind slowly rots. There's no magic bullet to the brain, there's no escape. You feel pain, you decompose, you lose your humanity. And by the way, this affects people, animals, insects, fish. So do you have like 5,000 questions about how this world works? So does everybody else.
Música